Hey fellow Aquas, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at the second half of April general reading here. So let's get right into the meditation. It was short but sweet, odd as usual. I saw, so it was the word Aquarius, but it was all like each letter was a balloon. It was like a bright yellow blow up balloon. So it was like AQUA. It was all different bright yellow balloons making up each letter of the word Aquarius. They were all together. And then I saw Big Bird, the anthropomorphic canary from Sesame Street, coming up behind the balloons like, hey. And then I heard the song, which I believe is from the Partridge Family, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was the Partridge Family. It was like, Hello World, there's a song that we're singing, come on get happy, I think was it. I heard that playing, and it was like so yellow. It was such a strong theme. Come on get happy, Big Bird, Aquarius. And then I saw all of this sun, again yellow was like large and in charge, and then I saw all of this happening, and then it went into like black and white, like it had been like a page from a book in history, like a history book. And then I saw it was taken to this perspective of this little kid who had been looking at what we were shown in like a history book, and then closing the book and then like looking up at me, watching him with just this grin on his face. Fascinating. I wonder if this is related to the age of Aquarius in some way. That we're in, which I have been channeling a lot about. So we'll see if it comes up. But canary energy feels like it's very pertinent. Canary energy is largely about how you use your voice, what you have to say, and then also quite literally being a source of light in the world. But canary energy is also largely about transmuting energy from one state of being into that of another, through sound vibrations and a lightness of being, a lighter perspective as well. But this felt so almost cliche happy, like it was so like sun and yellow and shiny, and it's just really really positive. So I'm intrigued. I hope you are too. Let's go ahead and see what your cards have to say. Hey Aquas, let's go ahead and see what the animal energy is for second half of April. Let's see what's going on. Oh God, yes! Woo! This is just, it's in my top 3 favorite animal energies. So let's talk all about the zebra. So I'm really happy that we got this. This is making a lot of sense. So first of all, zebra medicine is about the mediator or the counselor or the therapist, right? This comes up for people in that line of work, or people in line of work who, inspire others in some way, shape, or form, or in a line of work where other people are inspired by the work that they do, just because the work they do is inspired in and of itself, right? So zebra medicine is also about being able to, which is also an Aquarius superpower, which is why I love when this comes up for us, which it doesn't come up that often, truth be told, so I'm real happy to see it. Aquarians are really apt at being able to see the gray, right? And between the white and the black, between this and or that, the left and the right, what about the gray? Because the gray is often where the goods are, right? And I always think of that Rumi quote whenever the zebra comes up, which I usually butcher, but paraphrased, it says, out beyond the field of, out beyond right doing and wrong doing, there is a field, and I shall meet you there. So it's basically a way of saying, and Rumi was so brilliant, right? It's saying like, there's this, there's that, and then there's like what's in the middle of those two things, and that's usually where the truth lies. The truth that is unburdened by bias and has an absolute clear perspective of reality, right? So I feel like there's absolutely something to that. Zebra is one of those beautiful hybrid energies as well. On one hand, it equates to the Temperance key and the Tarot, which is a deeply spiritual card, which the tagline of the Temperance key is, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. which is beautiful. Also, in that key, which harkens back to Aquarius energy, even though it's technically Sagittarius energy, that angel is standing there with 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on earth, right? Kind of a little nod to the water bearer signs that we are. This also equates to the 3 of Wands, which is about that forward movement, that enterprise, that people getting in on the game, and the T of what we are doing and wanting to come and support us in our efforts. So that's really, really beautiful and very auspicious key to come up. All right. Let's see what's going on for Aquas for second half of April. What's going on? Okay. And we're off to the races. 6 of Wands. So, I mean, hello. Fire energy here, more fire energy. 6 of Wands is about victory, public recognition, and success. The Wands are about the actions that we do or don't take, usually around the work that we love to do. It can also be about our interpersonal relationships that inspire us to new heights as well, of course. But 6 of Wands in this context, especially with the snake in the beaker, hello, is all about that alchemical aspect of when we are aligned with our true soul's purpose and when we are living our truth and, you know, walking our talk and talking our walk, whatever. Whatever that is, when our words align with our actions, that is a very particular kind of manifestation point, right? Because it's not always easy to do. Oftentimes we desire things, but we have, you know, an inner life and reality that conflicts with that, right? We want to manifest ABC, but we have self-worth issues, so we kind of cut ourselves off at the heels from it, right? Or the knees, you know, whatever body part is applicable here. So this is that inside matching outside situation, which is so, so beautiful in this context. Also, snakes are about healing and personal transformation and shedding of the old skin, which is really interesting. Given the fact in the meditation we were talking about, you know, the canary and the age of Aquarius and the history book being turned, this is really interesting. And I feel like it's a personal page, or it's a page in your own personal history that's being turned. That's what this feels like. But it feels like a very particular point in which you could look back and go, that was a turning point. I'm hearing it. That was a turning point. As I saw that page being turned, right? That was a turning point. That was a turning point. Very good. What else is going on? Okay. It's just like, hello. 3 of Pentacles. Y'all, I'm sensing a theme. So, this is really nice. So, 3 of Pentacles is about your work, but it's about the work that you particularly are good at. This is the craftsmanship key. This is the artisan key. This is that energy of no one can do my work the way that I do it. I am my own brand. I am my own work. No one else can do this like I do because I'm coming from, no one else can do this like I do because I'm coming from my own personal point of perspective. And when I incorporate that into the work that I do, then it's uniquely me and it can't be replicated. It's that kind of energy. So I absolutely love that this is coming up here. I'm also tying this back into the number 3, right? 3 times 2 is 6. We were talking about the, 3 of Wands here, and then we had the 3 of Pentacles. So 3 does feel like a significant number as well. Also, interestingly enough, what are these? They're not apples, they're pomegranates. I don't know. Anyway, she's reaching up here for this fruit, and then we kind of have this kind of like, I think it's like a deity kind of Mother Mary sort of imagery here. And then I'm really drawn to the fact that, can you see that? That the roots are above the ground. And I'm really getting this sense of like, digging up from those roots and taking what's there and using it, right? So it's kind of like this image or this sense of like what lies beneath being the treasure, which is it's why this is so brilliant in this deck, because that's another way of saying like, your personal genius that you bring to the work that you do, that's the good stuff. But it does require you digging deep and kind of trudging up into your own personal root system. A lot of what's informing that particular perspective that is unique to you. What is your personal history that informs you in your work, right? Would you be able to do the work that you do if you didn't come from your personal history? And if that is the case, and so it is, then what is that personal history, and how can sharing that with others, or, you know, staying aware and informed around that in and of yourself and your own awareness, you know, shape how your work unfolds and therefore how it can affect others. But I'm getting a very particular message around the more that you reveal your personal, I don't want to say your personal life, but the more that you reveal what got you to where you are and what forms your POV, your point of view, the more personable you are and the more endearing you are to others who, you know, are looking to benefit from what you have to say and how you have to say it. How you have to say it feels important, and that's canary energy as well. Remember, it's not always what you say, it's like how you say it. Something like that. Oh, okay. So here we have Matt here. So this is technically the Justice key. It's reversed. The Strength and the Justice keys are reversed in number here. So in this one, number 8, Matt, is the Justice key. So beautiful Libra energy. You know, this speaks of kind of relating back to the zebra in a way. This speaks to everything being fair and balanced and equal. I always take great comfort in this key because this really speaks of everything working out in everyone's highest and best good and in divine order without any sort of, you know, emotional waters getting muddied. It's just all very blanket, you know, fair is fair. It's very objective. And I find great comfort in that as an Aquarius. You might as well. Like, if a decision is objective, if a reality is, you know, objectively fair or objectively true, then that's what it is, right? And that's pretty much all we need. So I like that this is coming up here in this position with the zebra card. Now, traditionally, the Justice has the 2 scales, right? It's Lady Justice is blind, the 2 scales that are balanced here. But I like that we're looking at the wings here, and I'm getting a bit of a Hathor energy with the hat as well. There's really something about, if you notice this, because this kind of looks like a living coffin in a way, right? Because Matt is an Egyptian god, right? And then look at the root system. So it's like coffins or mummies or, you know, buried or entombed really. And then we have the roots that come up from under the earth. And then we have the snake that's kind of within the beaker that's coming out of it. There's something about what's buried or underneath or hidden coming into the light. Because I also am going back to that canary image of like the light and the sun as well, right? Whew. Okay. I'm getting a specific image around, I don't feel like it's specific to this show that I'm seeing, but it's kind of like a trope that's in shows, especially shows that are like, you know, like House of Cards or Scandal or any of those shows where something gets revealed that was secret or unknown, but when it gets revealed, it actually turns out to be the best thing that could possibly happen. I feel like there's something about that here for you in terms of a personal truth, or you're using something that is personal to you to your advantage in a way that may surprise you. This could take a lot of different forms, y'all, but this could even be something in your personal sphere where it's like, I'm going to share something that's personal to me, and in doing so, it's going to allow for a greater understanding of where I'm coming from. So it's about willingly revealing something that is going to aid in better understanding. Again, this could be your personal relationships. This could be with and for yourself. This could be gaining a greater clarity around, you know, your own root system and your own psyche, and how you work and why you make the choices that you do. And it could definitely be related to your work as well, especially if your work is personal to you in some way. Like if you are your own brand, or you are the work you do, you are the face of your, you know, work, something like that. 6 of Wands. I cannot tell you how many times this has come up today. Okay, so it came up in the reverse, but I'm going to hold it in the upright just for clarity's sake. So Six of Wands with the Three of Swords. So Three of Swords, let's talk about this. This has to do with heart pain, heart angst, but it usually stems from the past, right? This is usually stuff that we're holding on to that is causing us pain in the present moment, right? I want to talk about the fact that what comes after this key is the Four of Swords, which is about resting and taking time out to allow yourself to fully recoup and recover. Now, we have the Snake here with the Six of Wands, which is about healing and transformation, right? There is something about, I'm hearing going beyond your perceived limitations in a way that may genuinely surprise you. I feel like there are tools at your disposal or some sort of tool in your arsenal that maybe you haven't considered using before, or didn't see it as something that you could really use. But then you're picking it up and going, no, oh my God, this is brilliant. This is exactly what I need. There's something in this. And I feel like it has to do with revealing something about yourself that is a source of something that may feel a bit counterintuitive to share, because it is maybe a little too real, or it may have been a source of, pain or transformation for you. But in you sharing this, or in you taking it and using it in an alchemical way to transform it into something else that serves you and the greater collective, that's brilliant. I want to talk about zebras and counselors and therapists, because this does represent them. So people in that line of work, who are therapists and counselors, most often are in that line of work because they seek to understand their own psyches, and they usually come from a lot of pain. So it makes them deeply empathetic as people. I mean, not everybody is like this, but the ones who are in the right line of work anyway and truly good at what they do, it makes them deeply empathetic to other people's pain, right? And so they're able to understand others because they themselves have been through it. And there's something about coming from a place of personal experience where you are uniquely qualified, back to this Three of Pentacles, to understand others and where they're coming from. It's like, well, no one can understand you as well as someone who's been where you are. I just got shivers. There's something in that. Three of Pentacles. Well, it's the power couple here, the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So let's talk about this. These are two keys. There are two keys in the Tarot which speak specifically of the work that we do, and that is the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. So let's talk. So Eight of Pentacles is about hard work meeting up with talent and divine timing, right? And the Three of Pentacles we talked about, that's the work that you do that leaves a lasting legacy, that is your particular art, it's your craftsmanship, it's the work that you do that no one else can replicate, duplicate, or come anywhere near because it's uniquely you, right? And then Eight of Pentacles is really about putting in the time, effort, and perseverance. I'm getting a similar message around this that I got, I think it was in the Scorpio reading. You might want to watch the Scorpio reading because it's feeling similar. And you got several of the same cards. So I would watch the Scorpio reading if you feel called to do so. And there's really something here around going for it. It's the best way I can think to say it. Because when you have Eight of Pentacles lined up with Three of Pentacles, this is really about the time is now to make the most out of what you are here to do. Right? I said this in the Scorpio reading. It's coming up again now. But if you can approach your potential from a place of never having been rejected before, never having taken a loss before, about, never knowing anything other than everything's going to work out, that's a particular kind of zhuzh that can catapult you in a way that is not only hugely satisfying, but also incredibly liberating. And that's what this feels like. I feel like I'm looking at the path to liberation in a certain way that is directly related to you toiling your own root system and going beyond your perceived limitations and really giving everything that you have to leaving your piece of the world better than how you found it and connecting to the work that you are here to do that makes a difference, because you are an Aquarius and that matters to you. You know, we're the humanitarians of the zodiac. Oh, this is really weird. Watch the Scorpio reading because they got the Aquarius energy and I talked about Aquarius in that reading. So anyway, that matters as an Aquarius, right? It's about being connected to a line of work that actually makes a difference, right? That matters, that leaves you feeling like, you know, you've actually contributed in some way, shape, or form. And then we're looking at this here. If you are keyed into what you are here to do and the work that you do is directly tied to your soul's purpose, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Now more than ever, the energy is aligning around this. And this also makes sense with the collective energies as well, being in the age of Aquarius and also what we're moving into. This year is all about, you know, aligning for those of us who are, you know, not just Aquarians, but those of us who really are connected and tuned in with that humanitarian aspect of helping others and coming from a place of service, right? So there's something in that. Matt. Oh, he's been coming up a lot today too. It's like these like collective themes are afoot. So King of Cups with Matt. Here's what I'm really obsessed with this. So King of Cups is about emotional equilibrium. Remember we talked about with the Justice key here that's about equality. And then we have the King of emotional equilibrium, emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. Now here's the tea on this, and this is why I'm really obsessed with this. So this is beautiful Libra energy, right? Which is that beautiful air energy, our sister, brother sign, however you want to look at it. And then we have the King of Cups here, who has access to his emotions, but he's not run by them. He's able, which is it's so elusive, but it's wonderful when we're able to do it. Aquarians can do this, right? When we are able to observe our emotions, then we have freedom of choice and how to respond as opposed to react to them. And that's what it is. Freedom of choice. There's something in that. And I just got shivers. Maybe that's the point. Like that could be rather the point. Because remember when I saw in the meditation, the history book being turned, really doing the work that matters, that's going to make a difference to you and really going for it because the path is set for that right now. Collectively speaking, those who are doing work that is connected to making the world a better place are going to experience success and advancement in a way that has not yet been seen before, because that's what's in the air. That's what's being lined up for this new age. There's something in that. But then there's also something about like this terms of like being able to observe your emotions and toiling the root system, right? Of what's underneath this snake with the transformation and the Three of Swords. Really, 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 I feel like the key to advancement here and the key to fulfillment here could be sort of mining some of these inner depths that maybe are uncomfortable to mine. But I feel like this is like the tea. This is everything. Right? If you're able to do so and use your pain to benefit others, woo! Well, that's a whole other perspective, right? That's a whole other situation. If you tell me that I can use my pain to help others and then also like advance my own work and my own abundance, well, then let's talk. You know what I mean? But it's got to be with Aquarius energy. It's got to be like the zebra. It's got to be for a greater purpose. We're not just going to like reveal all this stuff and toil those roots for the purpose of just like wallowing in it or feeling bad, right? It's really about, can I use my pain to help others? Can I use my pain to propel me forwards, right? Can I observe my emotions so that I have freedom of choice, right? And in doing so, enjoy a place of equilibrium, right? Do you see all this on the top row? See this circle above the snake beaker here? And then you see the moon here, and then you see the Hathor hat here. Is that a hat, crown, diadem, whatever? There's something about the two full, and then there's something about this emotional equilibrium. Oh, that's really weird. Can you guys see? I don't know if I can reach. Here we go. I'm looking at this. I just like, okay. So I have this oracle card holder that a friend of mine made. And it's weird. It's freaky. Look. So we've got like can you see this? Let me hold it up like this. So we've got this like moon phases here. We have the circle and then we have the crescent. And it's kind of giving me that vibe where it's kind of like the moon cycles and the phases. But there's something about that. It's really keying me into a deeper sense of like the time is auspicious. The time is now. It feels really, really good. I want to go ahead and get an oracle. The question is which one? I'm feeling the vintage. Let's do this one. Okay. Wow. Ooh. Oracle, Forma Aquas. Get a better grip there. Whoa. Okay. I mean, come here. So we got 2 for 1. This is so brilliant. So on one hand, we have enchantment, which is such a happy, exciting oracle to get because it speaks of allowing yourself to believe in the unseen and kind of go through uncharted waters and to really believe in, as you know, trite as it may sound, to really believe in magic. Believe in what others would, consider like, hooey or not possible, not probable. This is kind of like a visionary and allowing yourself to be enchanted with the possibilities and enchanted with your own personal point of magic and power. So that's really beautiful that's coming up here in this context, right? But also think about the energy of feeling enchanted by something, right? Oh, I'm enchanted, like, oh, just like, oh, it's kind of like that dreamy vibe of just feeling fulfilled and positive and happy. Look at how yellow that sun is and feeling like, wow, I'm in that kind of space of, just feeling deeply contented and almost in awe. It's sort of, it's kind of related to a childlike energy, which I also saw in the meditation of, that time before the world got its hands on us and, worked us over. And we kind of believed that anything and everything was possible. And even the smallest of things were sources of delight and wonder. It's kind of like hearkening back to that energy, which is beautiful. And then we have wisdom here, which is so... We have another sun here in the background, right? Back to that yellow. Wisdom, Athena energy with the owl here. What's really fascinating about this is that owl energy is about, seeing just as well in the nighttime as they do during the day. Ted Andrews says, the sun lives through the owl at night. The sun lives through the owl at night. And I feel like that, I just got shivers, very much encapsulates this entire reading. Because we were talking about, look at this tree here, kind of mining these depths, really taking your personal pain and using it, right? To help others, to inform yourself, to propel you forwards, right? Doing work that actually matters and makes a difference to you, right? And this owl energy is about being able to look inside of yourself, down to those toiled roots, and really see clearly, and then bringing it back up, right? And then being able to have full usage of it. And I mean that in a very positive way, like full usage as in like being able to see it clearly and being able to take it and have others benefit from the wisdom of your experience, right? But if you're keeping it buried, if you're keeping it way down low, way down here, then you don't have the same kind of access to it. So back to the 3 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, it's like, well, let's take that stuff, put it in the beaker and really transform it so that it can do some good, right? This is really beautiful though. I also feel like there's another aspect of this wisdom coming in here that really speaks of, how you particularly and personally see things, your own point of brilliance, your own wisdom that you have to share with the world that really wants to be on a bigger platform or in a way in the light where a lot more people can have access to it. Now, this can take a lot of different forms. This could be you taking what, and you've experienced and sharing your story on a personal level. You could start a blog. You could be sharing it with people close to you. You could be like joining a group and sharing your experiences in your community. You could be doing this in your line of work on social media platforms. This could be, you know, everything and anything in between. But look at how content like she is. Like this is the image and the feeling of someone who really sees and knows herself well, and thus she is able to see and know others clearly. Now that is equilibrium, right? This is really beautiful, Aquarius. It feels very it feels very powerful. And I feel like, on a last note as well, back to this zebra energy. Remember, it relates to the temperance key. You know, there's this energy here within that temperance. Remember, the tagline of the temperance key for me is I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. And that kind of feels like, you know, an overarching banner like of this as well. And back to that, like, come on, get happy. Come on, world. There's a song that we're singing. Come on, get happy. There's something about this that feels like we're transmuting our pain into a source of light, both for ourselves and for others. And isn't that why we're here? You know what I mean? It's absolutely brilliant. I am wishing you a most blessed second half of April, my beautiful fellow Aquas. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please do let me know in the comments below. I love, 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 love reading your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. If y'all could just go on and hit that like button for me, I would so appreciate that. And with that being said, just thank you so much for being here. I thank each and every one of you watching this, and as always and most of all, my beautiful fellow Aquas, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.